Hi! Today I'm gonna be talking about the fine line between health and sickness. The people think of wealth and power as the greatest fate, but in this world, a spell of health is the best state. These are the words of the Ottoman Sultan Süleyman the Magnificent to the foreign doctors visiting him many years ago. It may be one of the best descriptions ever made on the importance of health. What do you think about this old quote? We all want to be healthy, but what's the main cause of sickness? Have you ever thought about that? What should our state of mind be like in order to stay truly healthy? Is stress the main cause of illness, like many people say? Or is stress necessary for happiness? Or is stress the way to live life? Or without stress? So in this video, I'm gonna talk about, is stress bad? What is good stress? What is bad stress? What do you think about stress? So start thinking about stress. Nowadays, I see many people thinking stress is sits at the root of many problems, and perhaps we are conditioned to think this way. However, I have stated many times before in my videos and in my trainings that stress is not always bad. There is good stress and bad stress. There are actually different forms of stress. When we don't live in line, aligned with our values, aligned with who we are, and when we are conditioned from the outside world, then what happens is we start experiencing intense stress. This stress is usually caused by distorted perceptions and our thoughts that we should be living according to society's rules and values and not from our heart. So whenever an individual isn't living from their heart, whenever we are not aligned with our values, we start experiencing great discomfort in our system and a lot of stress, and then we experience sickness. All the illnesses we experience are just symptoms of our distorted perceptions experienced by our body. So what's the main cause of stress? Stress causes many diseases, but it's not correct to put all the blame on stress, because what makes us stress and what causes the diseases, what kind of a stress causes the diseases, is a different problem. Bad stress, which sits at the root of all sicknesses, is created by a distorted perception. So what's that perception? This state of consciousness occurs when we see ourselves different from others, and when we don't live our lives with our own values, with our own authority, but with superior authority, with the outside authority. Then what happens is we start experiencing illness, which starts with an I, and we disconnect from wellness, which starts with a we. So we basically disconnect with our distorted perceptions. We mainly disconnect with the we. We disconnect from the we reality, the reality of life. We disconnect from the fact that we are all the same, and we have all the traits, we have all the same actions and inactions. What happens is when we disconnect from the we connect with the I and fall into illness. So the I, the illness, is actually the root of the ego consciousness, which is the ill consciousness. Therefore, true healing can only occur in a state of balanced consciousness. Unless your consciousness reaches to a point of balance, diseases don't go away, and you can't find true healing. You can't reach to a sustainable health and well-being without working with your mind. When we perceive other people as separate from us, our distorted perceptions, we start falling away from we, and we fall into the I. Wellness stops the we, illness begins the I. Knowing your values and having a balanced perception, being awake and connecting with your life purpose means you connect with all of your humanity and stay in balance and see the truth. And this opens a door to eternal healing and peace. When you look at people, we see that many people are trying to run away from stress, but stress is necessary sometimes. The stress we feel when we are aligned with our values, for example, when realizing our life's purpose and moving forward with a clear vision, it doesn't make us restless or sick. On the contrary, stress experienced in these situations, when we are doing the thing we love, is a very healthy kind of stress. We are not affected negatively by that stress caused by experiences aligned with our values or the work we do with love. This kind of stress doesn't make us ill. For example, an Olympic athlete can train more than anyone else, tackle immense stress because of the positive goals they have set for themselves, and the immense stress in their physical bodies, but not get sick. Another example would be, for example, some actors gaining weight, some actresses losing weight, or great amounts of weight difference, or great amounts of stressful moments. But however, someone who isn't living aligned with their values, someone who don't know which path they should be in, kind of lost, or they're not connecting with their souls, with their selves, can experience stress that can turn into sickness. So there is a fine line between health and stress, and let me wrap up my thoughts on stress and health. Stress is inevitable. If stress we experience arises from doing things we love, things aligned with our purpose, with our values, things we love doing, that's great. That doesn't call illness or sickness. However, stress that is caused by doing things that are not aligned with our values, things we are conditioned on to do, and things we only do because we think we have to or we must, these kinds of stress make problems. They cause serious problems, they cause serious sickness, and they cause serious distractions. So yes, as Süleyman the Magnificent says, there is nothing in this world as valuable as a breath of health. The reason for the state of stress that disrupts our health is the mistakes that we make in our consciousness, in our mind. Unbalanced thoughts, distorted perceptions are the reasons of stress. So how can we align with our values and improve health? By working on our minds. I'm looking forward to receiving your questions and comments on this topic and on personal transformation. And I'm looking forward to seeing you in one of my courses. Until next time, stay healthy and happy.